What is up, guys? I'm Ace Crypto and welcome back to the Ace Crypto YouTube channel. Much appreciate you guys being here. So we're going to jump in today with the market cap of 846 billion, as you can see right there. So over the past couple of days, Bitcoin did rally up to about 18,000 and we did drop back down. As you can see there, over the past 7 days, we did drop back off a bit of a cliff. And as you can see, we have leveled out just a little bit. So nothing really to talk about on the Bitcoin chart for the past 24 hours. We can talk about the Bitcoin chart because we're up 2.5%, which is nice to see in the past 24 hours. Must be a lot of volume flowing through Ethereum. Very, very nice to see. So we can move on down just a little bit. We can see XKB there. So XKB is a token to do with the OKX exchange system or protocol, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the reason why this is pumping so much, as you can see, 4%, 5%, and nearly 8%, is basically because Elon Musk follows them on Twitter. So anything Elon Musk does pretty much pumps, including Dogecoin. He came into a Twitter space a couple of months ago, said Dogecoin to the moon, and it rallied 20% overnight. Sounds about right. XRP, we got 34 cents, which is a buying opportunity. Realistically, anywhere 30-40 cents is a buying opportunity for XRP. So what else we got going on? We got Cardano at 25 cents. So Cardano at 25 cents is also a pickup. I think Cardano will do very well next year. I don't think it's going to knock Ethereum off the second spot, but I think it's going to do really, really well. So there's a few other ones. We got Polkadot at 460. Bit of a standard price these days. Bit of a standard price. Solana, do you guys ever think Solana's going to go back up to $300? I personally do. I think there's enough people building on Solana for it to be a very, very popular network, and a lot of people are using it. Even still, it's still popular on the NFT community. So I would like to see, a little bit of a price move. I think the connection with FTX, it was very silly on Solana's part to actually partner up or, store a lot of their treasury through FTX. But, we're done now. It's all over and done with. We're going to have to basically forgive them, and it should pump back up. FTX, it does seem like it's a major thing within the industry, but they're all just blips, guys. They're all just blips. We've seen blood in the streets many, many times before. So the reason why I'm using CoinGecko lately instead of CoinMarketCap is I think it's very, very useful in terms of the things that it gives you for free tools. So we can jump on over, we can see website, we can jump on over to the Bitcoin website, we can see the white paper, you can see this is the Blockchain Explorer there, so you can check out all the bits and bobs, all the back and forth transactions, etc. You can see the wallets that are compatible. These are not all the wallets, they're just some. We have a community page there, so you can jump on over to the communities, and you can also search on Twitter. GitHub is a very interesting one. So GitHub is all about source code. So if you click on through the links, you'll be able to get to basically the Bitcoin source code, which is free to view, and you can edit it and put it through as a proposal for other people to vote on. Very, very interesting. So that's why I am very, very happy with CoinGecko lately. They seem to be doing a lot of cool stuff. They got this very cool tokenomics section there. Is it going to load? Yep, give me a second. So this tokenomics basically talks about supplies, block rewards, and all these different things. Very, very useful. Very, very useful if you are new to the industry and you're just curious about what tokenomics are. So I definitely recommend having a little look on here. What is the allocation for Bitcoin? It's just really, really interesting. They're giving you so many free tools, essentially. So you can see the Bitcoin halving countdown there. So the Bitcoin halving event we're going to talk about in a couple of days. Decreased from 6.2 to 3.1. We got 400, just over a year and a half roughly left to go. So the next thing I do want to talk about quickly is going to be this chart here. It's going to be the end of the bear market. So as you can see there, printing six candles, six red candles in a row, 6 red candles in a row, and 6 red candles in a row. So as you can see, what I do expect to happen is we're going to go through some sideways movement pretty much through a little bit of 2023, maybe the first 3 to 4 to 5 months of 2023, and then I do expect us to start going up in the right direction. As you can see there, we did have a bit of sideways movement there, which is going to be a pretty similar thing to what's going to happen this year, I do think. There's still a lot of FUD going around. There's still a lot of FUD. There's still a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt within the industry. We still have to deal with the FTX fiasco. We still have regulations, and we still have the Ripple case. So there's still a lot of things holding the crypto industry back, but I do think second half of 2024 or early 2024, later half of 2023 or early 2024 is when the bull run will take off. I do believe it's looking like it has done for the past couple of years, roughly, in terms of how the market feels before the last push. So another thing to talk about as well, another indicator, is usually people selling their cryptos at a loss. So a lot of people at the moment, I cannot find the chart for love nor money, but a lot of people at the moment is selling their crypto at a loss. Whereas they bought up here, maybe in the 60s, maybe in the 50s and 40Ks, and they're selling down in the 20s, down in the 15Ks. So when people start to sell at a loss at increased volume, then that's usually a bottom, that's usually an end to the market, an end to the bear market. So I do think the end is nigh, guys. I do think the end is nigh. Another thing to consider as well is also the Bitcoin halving event. So every 4 years, basically what happens is the block reward, or the mining reward that you actually get for confirming transactions or adding to the blockchain, is going to go down from 6.25 to 3.125 in the next 498 days. So this usually indicates some form of movement as well in the market, because obviously if the rewards is lower, then the price has to be higher to warrant mining Bitcoin, so the price has to go up to warrant mining Bitcoin, otherwise there's no point in bothering. So let's jump on over. Another thing to talk about is going to be this: the Nigerian government will reportedly soon pass a law that recognizes the uses of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So this is really, really interesting. Where's the African one? Is that one? No, hold on a second. This one here. The African Bitcoin Conference showed that Africa needs Bitcoin just as Bitcoin needs Africa. Very, very interesting. So what they mean by this is, in terms of payments for goods and services, most of Africa is unbanked, so they don't have a bank account. So how are you supposed to digitally send money, monetary value, assets, whatever, through the internet? So the way a lot of Africa does it at the moment is basically swapping minutes on their mobile phones. As strange as that sounds, that is a form of currency that they use. So if you want to buy, say, this off this person or whatever, you would have to send them minutes through mobile phones. So the beauty of Bitcoin is you do not need a bank. All you need is an application or a wallet on your mobile phone, and you're away. You can just go ahead and start paying for goods and services using Bitcoin. So obviously we know that Bitcoin's quite slow at the moment. 7 8 transactions per second is not good. So with the addition of the Lightning Network, it makes it a lot quicker, but still not quick enough. So basically, is showing that we can use it as a store of value, a store of wealth, whereas Africa, you can use it as basically as a currency form of digital currency to obviously pay for goods and services. So I don't believe that Bitcoin is going to be the biggest mover in Africa. I think once they discover something that's going to be used, that's going to be actually spendable without spending crazy amounts on fees, maybe something like USDC, or whether they'll make their own CBDC, basically pegged to the dollar, which I would imagine it would be, because as we all know, the dollar is the strongest currency on Earth. It's the reserve currency of planet Earth. You can't deny it. It hasn't been gold since the 70s. Literally hasn't been gold since the 70s. So I do think that Bitcoin needs Africa and Africa needs Bitcoin. So I do think mass adoption is going to go in the right direction thanks to Africa. There's a lot of people over there with unbanked that need access to goods and services. So another thing we're going to talk about quickly is BlockFI. So BlockFI files a motion to allow a wallet users to withdraw crypto, not yield seekers. So if you got your stuff on a wallet on BlockFI, you might be able to withdraw in a couple of weeks, which is really, really good. But if you are yield seeking, then you're probably not going to be able to withdraw your cryptos anytime soon. So as we all know, BlockFI was connected with the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX fiasco. I don't think they were involved. I think they were just connected as storing their money on the wrong places. So this is a really big one. Visa envision plans to facilitate auto payments on the Ethereum blockchain. So basically what this is saying... Alright, chill out. What this is saying is basically we don't need middlemen like crypto exchanges anymore. They're not going anywhere. Crypto exchanges aren't going anywhere because people still love to trade, but it's nice to see that we won't have to we'll be able to buy straight from the blockchain rather than going through a middleman. It's like the Sam Bankman-Fried problem. A lot of the Bitcoin that he sold apparently are not actual Bitcoins. They're fake. Yep, that's apparently true. So you do have to check if you did buy your Bitcoins, if you do want to phone Bitcoin or whatever, and you do want to check, jump on over to the Block Explorer and just make sure that your Bitcoin is a legitimate Bitcoin. We've done that one. Sam Bankman-Fried agrees to US extradition as FTX hunts down donations. So Bankman-Fried agrees to be extradited back to the US to be put under trial under US laws. Very, very interesting. So we can't let Sam get away with this. We cannot let him get away with stealing all this billions of dollars. You know, and just saying, we're sorry, it's just not good enough, Sam. It's just not effing good enough. Fair play to BitBoy Crypto. He did the work. He went to the Bahamas himself and actually, tried his best to pull Sam Bankman-Fried out of the woodwork. It's nice to see that he did actually get arrested in the end, but from what I think he's going to not get away with it, but I don't think he's going to have as much jail time as he should. Game developers expect to work on Web3 games in the future. So basically, obviously, most Web3 is going to be massive in the future, same as Web 2 was massive, and Web3 is all about the integration of wallets and interoperability. So I do think that people will be building the games on Web3 very, very shortly. You know, you can imagine things like even browser games and stuff like that are going to be built on Web3. Wallet access, or ownership is what some people class Web3 as. For me, anything you can connect a wallet to, a crypto wallet, is usually Web3, and anything that you can, own. How can we put this? That's not owned by the platform, essentially. It's normally owned by yourself, so whether that be an NFT of characters or whether that be your own work, essentially. So maybe you post a lot of stuff on Twitter, you know what I mean? Maybe you do newsletters. You know, basically it's going to be content that you can own yourself. So I do see the Web3 being a massive thing for the future, is bringing ownership back to the people. You know, we want the ownership. Why should Mark Zuckerberg make all this millions from our AdSense that we post and he's just making the money from? You know, so this is where obviously all of the future of everything's going to come into play. Very, very interesting there. So thank you very much for watching today, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I think that's all we really have time for. If you do fancy, drop me a follow. I am on all the other social medias. There's a link in the description. I'd much appreciate it. Ooh, we did forget something. Hold on 2 seconds. We do have the crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles, we're just going to talk about XKB real quickly. Followed by Elon Musk on Twitter. This is the reason this is popping. Very, very nice to see. XDC is ISO 222 coin. It's very trendy on Twitter at the moment. This is why that one is pumping. GMX, a lot of people are staking with GMX at the moment. What else we got to talk about? We can go into ape coins, moving a little bit in the right direction there, and Quant is down just a couple of percent. So another quick thing I'd like to talk about Quant is the fact that the UK is implementing regulation very, very soon, thanks to Rishi Sunak, who is our Prime Minister now. He's starting to really, really look in the right direction for cryptos. Really, really good. So what am I talking about Quant? So Quant basically is on the right side of the fence for regulation. It's the right side of the fence. They've been meeting with the UK, America, and loads of other banks and stuff around the world for multiple years. So I do think Quant is on the right side of the fence for the next bull run. So, and that is all we have time for today, guys. Really appreciate it. Love you all to pieces and hope you have a great day.